Get shocked? Then shocked, relived, and the end CD, DVD packages by the explosive Feisty Piranhas is a must. Recorded in their own state-of-the-art studio and winners of numerous music awards. Live performances with the Misfits, Blue Oyster Cult, NAMM. Look out for their new 2009 release, Live in SoCal Rockin' CD DVD box set. Order your hot Feisty Piranhas merch at feistypiranhas.com today.
Welcome back to Focus in the Mix with Denise Ames. Okay, well, we had fun with Buc, and now we're going to have fun with Peter Lust of Feisty Piranhas, who just happens to be opening up for Blue Oyster Cult tonight at the Canyon Club. How do you feel about that, Peter?
Oh, that's great. You know, to be invited back for the second year in a row, and Blue Oyster Cult is a great band, and we really enjoy it. And I'm very honored to do that, and so is the band.
Okay, now that's on a personal, on a professional note. Tell me personally what it means for you to be able to open for Blue Oyster Cult, because like you said, it's not your first time, it's your second time, and a little birdie told me that Blue Oyster Cult is actually one of your influences.
Blue Oyster Cult is one of my influences. Of course, I was brought up in the 60s and 70s with that era of rock, and all I can say is it's a tremendous honor because they're such a legend in the music industry, and we're an up-and-coming band, and so emotionally it means a lot to me and to the band.
All right, now you guys are just catching on like wildfire in this year 2009. You're being asked back to open for big, huge bands. Blue Oyster Cult tonight. The Misfits, I understand, is going to be the third time in November?
That's correct. Third year in a row we've been invited back to open for the Misfits Friday night, November 13th, actually.
Now, why do the Misfits keep asking you back? Because, I mean, they're such a niche band. You know, to me, they would seem really hard to please.
Our crowd is up in this part of California, and Ventura Theater really likes dealing with us, and we bring a really good crowd to the show, and I think the combination of it is excellent, and so a little bit of old, a little bit of new, and works very well.
All right. Now, I also understand that you are in the midst of recording a new album. I know that you don't like to reveal too much when you're in the middle of recording.
I'll tell you a secret.
So, okay, tell our viewers a secret.
Okay, the secret is we're doing 2 albums.
Ooh, okay.
2 albums at the same time. One will be released at one point, and one will be very shortly after, but they'll be recorded at the same time. It's all completely new music, and we're having a really good time doing it. So.
Okay. Now, you said you're doing 2 albums. Is one album going to have this type of music, and the other album going to have this type of music, or how are you going to spread the love?
Actually, that's a very good question. Traditionally, our music is 2 or 3 genres on a record, so you go through a roller coaster ride, you go through an emotional ride listening to the record. So what we're going to do is conclude recording all the songs, and then decide which songs go on which record, and then that way the different records will have their own flow and their own feel.
Okay. Now, at the top of the show, we actually did a news segment in the entertainment news mentioning that you have a new live DVD coming out.
Correct.
Give us some details about that.
Well, live DVD, it's got 15 songs on it. It was recorded in 2008 touring. As a matter of fact, some of the songs came from last year's Blue Oyster Cult show and last year's Misfits show, as well as a couple other in Southern California. And it's some all in HD as well, so the sound is real nice and the video is real nice, and it's going to be released any day.
What made you get interested in music in the first place, and then why'd you pick the drums?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I was brought up in Montreal, Canada, and of course my hero then as a young musician was Neil Peart and Rush.
2112.
2112, and then of course my parents bought me a drum set and threw me in the basement. The dungeons, it was the dungeons of this old 300-year-old house in Montreal.
House, you're so Canadian, house.
Yeah. And, you know, so that was really my starting in the music. And then as years went, I played in different bands. And then my son was born, and we all know he's hearing impaired. But at 2 years old, he showed a propensity to be very talented and write music. And by the time he was 5 or 6, we were already playing together. And here we are now. It's 13 years or 14 years doing the Feisty Piranhas. Even though at the very beginning we weren't the Feisty Piranhas, that sort of evolved about 11, 12 years ago. So.
Wow, and you just keep growing bigger and bigger as we're talking about.
This is going to be our 5th and 6th full-length record, each with 12 to 14 songs on it. It will be our 4th DVD, and just keep going.
I have a special treat for you. This is an artist who's a fan of the show, and he's actually a fan of Feisty Piranhas, and he drew this of you. His name is Thomas, and he's at MySpace.
That is fantastic.
He's
Thomas.
at myspace.com, Free the Souls, and he did that just for you.
Well, Thomas, thank you very much. That is beautiful, and we are going to try and incorporate that artwork into the booklet of our next record.
Real quick, because we're almost out of time, tell us what the best thing about the music business is for you.
The best thing is playing on stage, playing in front of the crowd, and everybody enjoying the music. I really enjoy that.
And the worst thing about the music business for you?
The music business itself is very difficult, and it's hard to find really good, solid people who are honest and honorable. And that's what I strive for, like yourself. You're a very honest, very honorable person, and I've worked with you for years, and I really enjoy it, and thank you very much.
Thank you. And I want to ask you one last question.
Yes.
What's your proudest moment, my dear?
My proudest moment, obviously opening for Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Peter, thanks so much for joining us today.
Bye.
Okay, be metal and have a great show tonight.
Thank you kindly.
Want to get shocked? Then Shocked, Relived, and the End CD DVD packages by the explosive Feisty Piranhas is a must. Recorded in their own state-of-the-art studio and winners of numerous music awards. Live performances with the Misfits, Blue Oyster Cult, NAMM. Look out for their new 2009 release, Live in SoCal Rockin' CD DVD box set. Order your hot Feisty Piranhas merch at feistypiranhas.com today.
Well, that does it for this edition of Focus in the Mix with Denise Ames. I sure hope you enjoyed the show. I would like to thank my very special rock star guest, Buc Darma, co-founder of Blue Oyster Cult, for that very rare interview he granted me. I would also like to thank Peter Lust of Feisty Piranhas for joining us today. If you'd like to make friends with the show on MySpace, just go to myspace.com, Denise Ames. I am your host, Denise Ames, and I thank you for letting me rock your world.